Puppy's gonna get up for a drink. And settle back down. Awesome. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Bird Artist Cottage. I'm Tara Kate and welcome to the Studio Makeover Edition. I am so pleased to show you what I've done with the painting studio. I started watching some other vlogs and thought, you know, my background looks boring. And so I decided this past weekend to do a complete makeover of the studio space. I've completely rearranged everything and I'll be showing that to you. And I've also got a tutorial for Lumafusion for you today. I use Lumafusion for all my editing for my vlogs. And Lumafusion is an app that is just on the iPad, and I do all of my work for video editing on the iPad. And when I got ready to start putting animated captions in, I realized that I really couldn't find a tutorial for Lumafusion on how to do that. And so since I had to figure all that out, I decided I would share it with you. So I have that for you today as well. A little quick update on Birdtober. I've been sketching every day. I published my swallows painting, which you can see on the wall behind me there, and also published a reel of that. And then Instagram went down. The big Instagram, Facebook epic fail yesterday, which you probably are already aware of. Let me see, what else do I have for you today? Tutorial, studio makeover. Yeah, there might be some other stuff I don't remember, but you'll see in a minute, and I'll see you again at the end of the video. I begin in Procreate where I've already created the animation that I want to use. Then I go to Actions, Share, Share Layers, Animated HEVC, and choose Max Resolution and Transparent Background, and then select Export. I save the video, and then I'll open Lumafusion. I scroll through the timeline to the place where I want my animation to begin. Choose Files, and then choose the animation that I just exported, and then insert to Place on Secondary. I then double tap and go to Frame and Fit, and change the size and position of the caption. I then duplicate it and drag the second copy over and duplicate it again. Now I'm going to run back from the beginning and check how things look. I can see that the caption is in the wrong position there at the end of this clip. And so I'm going to go back and resize it again in frame and fit. Then I'm going to click copy and then paste that position in the other remaining clips. Choosing just paste and paste again. Now running back through it again. The position is where I want it. So I'd like to add another clip with my name and a description about who I am. This time I'm going to add overlay title, double click, poke out the eyeball, and add shape. Then adjust the shape to size and position it where I'd like the animation to appear. Then returning to the timeline, I'm going to add the clip from files by choosing place on secondary, just as I did before. I'm going to double tap on the animation clip, resize and position using frame and fit. And then I'm going to return to the shape and decrease the opacity a bit. And now back up and run through it to see if it's where I want it. And I see that part of that shape is overlapping my forehead. And so I'm going to go back now and adjust the size of that shape. And likewise, adjust the size and position of my animation. Then I'm going to duplicate the animation, drag it over, and run it through again. And that's it. If you have any questions, leave them for me down in the comments below. If you'd like to be among the first to get invitations to live virtual open studio events and notifications about shop updates, subscribe to my newsletter at terracatedesigns.com/newsletter. A link is in the description below. To share a little bit more with you about my studio makeover. I was really aiming to improve my aesthetic, and one of the things I really wanted to do was to improve the communication of the whole cottagecore vibe. You know, the name of the channel is The Bird Artist's Cottage, and part of the reason I named that was because I really wanted to share my cottagecore aesthetic, which is really kind of almost a dark academia, sort of naturalist vibe. I've always collected fossils and skulls and rocks, and I've always had these things in my environment, but I haven't been very good about sharing those with you. So I wanted to make sure that I added that to the painting studio and created a vibe around that that better communicated the whole cottagecore dark academia aesthetic. I also wanted to create an artist's collage wall that really highlighted both my own work as well as this cottagecore vibe. And I have to say that putting the collage wall together was so much fun. And this was partially inspired by the collage wall of artist Rebecca Rebochet. If you're not familiar with her, I'll put a link to her website down in the description below. Rebecca is a surrealist artist from South Louisiana, and I'm also from Louisiana. And I really, really dig her sort of dreamy, surrealistic, mystical vibe that she puts out. And because I'm very attracted to that, I want to try to emulate it a little bit better here on this channel. And all of this is really coming out of the creative reset that I've been working on. You may remember me talking about that a few episodes ago. Part of the creative reset process has really been me looking very carefully at what I do and how I do it, and asking myself, how can I improve? How can I make my channel better? How can I get better at my craft? And that includes both the way I shoot video, the way I light video. I'm trying to work very hard on that in this episode. I'm working on improving my thumbnails, adding better captions, and really taking a good hard look at how I do what I do, because I want to improve, not only because I want to make better videos, but also because I'm working hard to attract my right audience. And I have to admit, sometimes I'm a little bit confused about who my right audience is. When I look at other vloggers who are in the genre that I'm in, these are all young women, quite a lot younger than me, like young enough to be my daughters or maybe even my granddaughters, which is kind of a scary thought, but true. I'm really that old. And so I'm really asking myself, well, I'm not competing with these young women. I don't actually believe that we're in competition with one another, but we are in this realm together. And how do I create videos that are appealing to the young women who might be following them, or older women who might find my aesthetic or my work or how I do things attractive? How do I find these people? And how do I communicate with them who I am and what I do? And so part of the studio makeover is really kind of a larger makeover of me looking deeply within myself as a vlogger and saying, all right, who am I? Who am I attempting to appeal to? And how do I create a visual environment that would attract that right audience? I do tell myself every day that when I get in front of the right audience, they're going to become my subscribers and they're going to become my eager audience. That's part of my affirmations every day. And I believe that it's true. And I believe that my channel is worthy of being followed and subscribed to and getting watch hours. I believe that. And so it's up to me to prove that by creating really fine, good-looking videos, and certainly making over this studio space is part of that plan. So I hope that you enjoyed seeing some of what I've done. I've got more to come. I am putting in an area rug that I have on order. Very excited about that. I'm not going to tell you anything about it. You can see it when it gets here. And also I'm going to add some sheer curtains over the patio door now that I've gotten rid of those ugly ass vertical blinds that I just absolutely hated and wanted to get rid of for like years. And then finally I was like, well, what am I waiting for exactly? So it was really fun to get out the hammer and jerk all the stuff out of the wall and finally say goodbye to those ugly blinds, and also to say hello to this beautiful space. I hope you like it too. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I really enjoyed sharing it with you. I am so stoked about this studio makeover, and I've got more ephemera that I'm going to put up on the wall behind me. But just creating that wall made me feel so happy. I really underestimated how much pleasure and joy that was going to bring me, and just the new perspective on my space. It feels more open to me. It feels more roomy. And I'm really looking forward to getting my new area rug in and getting my curtains up. So that'll be really cool and fun, and I'll give you an update when I get that done. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this video and you're new to this channel, please do subscribe. It helps me a lot, and leave a comment. and hit that like button, which is also awesome. And if you would like to get updates, as I said in my little spot earlier, and I'm also going to start doing some live virtual open studios, and those are going to be by invitation only. And so if you'd like to attend those, you need to subscribe to my newsletter. Again, that's TaraKateDesigns.com/newsletter, and the link is in the description below. Thank you so much for joining me again this week. I look forward to seeing you again next week here at the Bird Artist Cottage. Really digging this vibe, y'all. Oh, the light just makes me so happy. Yes. Yes. Mwah. All right. See you guys later. Bye. It's a lonely party.